But first, universal health care, free university education, and generous unemployment benefits. Are these the keys to happiness? They are all offered in Denmark. The Nordic country Democratic presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders says the United States should look to as a model. Once again this year, Denmark tops a United Nations poll as the happiest nation on earth. But is this really true? From Copenhagen, special correspondent Malcolm Brabant investigates.
Danes pay more income tax than any other nationality, earn over $55,000, and the tax rate hits more than 60%. But according to happiness expert Mike Viking, Danes don't mind.
Just take free access to healthcare, free access to university education, quite generous benefits if you lose your job. Just those three things means that a lot of people around the world, if they don't have access to them, will experience unhappiness. And since the welfare state take care of that, we increase the bottom.
What about the high levels of taxes that people have to pay?
Well, it's true, it's really high levels, but I think what is more interesting is that the really high level of support for the high taxes. If you ask Danes, are you happily paying their taxes? 9 out of 10 will say yes.
Not everyone swallows the concept of perfect little Denmark. British author Michael Booth has lived here for 15 years, and his book, Debunking the Scandinavian Myths, is a bestseller.
I know that the institutes and the researchers like to use that word because it grabs headlines around the world. I don't think the Danes are happy. I think they're more satisfied. They're a pretty somber, dour people. They complain quite a lot. But when you ask them, are you happy, what they really mean is, well, we're content. Things function here. It's safe. We have a safety net. We don't worry that much. And the difference between the rich and the poor means that you don't have this kind of society of envy that you might have elsewhere in the world. How does that sit with Americans and the American dream? Not so well. There's no simple templates that could be imposed on America. It doesn't take much to make a happy Dane. Light a fire, light some candles, open a bottle of red wine, and you've got a happy Dane. I think Americans are a little bit more demanding when it comes to their happiness. It's enshrined, you know, in the Constitution. They're entitled to it, but they have much bigger ideas of what constitutes happiness. So, can you take it? Well, will Americans pay 56% income tax? I doubt it.
Pastor Pernilla Östrom believes a lack of realism enables the Danes to be so upbeat, but she's acutely aware that along with the rest of Europe, Denmark is a potential target for Islamic State. So how does she manage to maintain happiness in a time of terror?
Maybe the children that I baptize during this time is actually inheriting a society that looks a lot like the society when I was young. There was a nuclear scare. I didn't know if tomorrow was going to come, but we still went out to play and had our fights and got home to have dinner.
So there's the perfect advice. Keep calm and carry on. It's just easier if you're Danish. It's in their genes. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Malcolm Brabant in Copenhagen.